Welcome back to the channel. Today marks the ultimate finale of our massive aviation dismantling journey. The incredible mechanical adventure ends here. Look across this vast desert boneyard. Countless legendary flying machines have found their final resting place under this scorching, relentless desert sun. We have successfully dismantled 20 colossal aircraft throughout this entire series. Each massive machine brought a totally unique and incredibly difficult challenge. Do you remember the towering Airbus A380? Tearing down that giant double-decker required absolute precision and incredibly massive industrial hydraulic shears. We ripped through its thick aluminum skin like tape. The sheer scale of that enormous commercial jetliner was truly a breathtaking sight. Then we tackled the legendary B-52 bomber. That formidable military beast possessed incredibly tough reinforced structures designed to withstand absolutely extreme conditions. Deployed specialized titanium cutting blades to slice through its reinforced wings. Sparks flew everywhere as our heavy machinery conquered the beast. Every single aircraft we dismantled shared a hidden story of millions of miles flown across the globe, carrying precious cargo and passengers. Our heavy-duty excavators became our trusted mechanical hands. They relentlessly crushed through miles of complex wiring and thick, protective metal casings. We witnessed the raw power of industrial destruction. Yet this entire process was never just about mindlessly breaking these beautiful flying machines. It has always been about sustainable environmental recycling. We carefully separated precious metals to ensure nothing valuable was ever carelessly thrown away. Thousands of tons of high-grade aluminum were meticulously sorted. These recycled materials will eventually be transformed into brand new everyday products. We also salvaged critical engine components. Some intact parts were carefully preserved for future aviation maintenance or fascinating historical museum display purposes. The intricate hydraulic systems were drained safely. We strictly followed environmental protocols to prevent any toxic chemical fluids from contaminating the soil. Our dedicated crew worked tirelessly through extreme weather conditions.
Equipment now.
The blistering heat and heavy dust storms never slowed down our massive operations. We utilized massive magnetic cranes to effortlessly lift heavy steel components. Watching those giant magnets work was always a deeply satisfying experience. The rhythmic sound of tearing metal became our daily soundtrack. It was a loud mechanical symphony echoing across the vast empty desert. We explored the hidden internal architecture of flight. Stripping away the interior panels revealed complex networks of vital communication cables and pipes. The cockpit dismantling was always a deeply emotional moment. Removing the captain's seat felt like officially closing a long, glorious historical chapter. We carefully extracted the heavy-duty landing gears. Those massive titanium struts survived thousands of high-impact landings on concrete runways worldwide. Our specialized cutting torches sliced through the thickest steel joints. Bright orange flames illuminated the dark interior spaces of the hollowed fuselages. The sheer volume of recycled copper wire was absolutely staggering. We recovered enough electrical wiring to stretch across an entire modern city. We successfully crushed the giant carbon fiber wing sections. Our heavy machinery ground down the tough composite materials into small, manageable pieces. The massive jet engines required highly specialized dismantling techniques. We carefully unbolted the expensive titanium fan blades one by one with precision. Every single day brought a brand new mechanical puzzle. We constantly adapted our industrial demolition strategies to overcome unexpected structural reinforcement challenges. We marveled at the incredible engineering of these planes. Destroying them gave us a profound appreciation for their original brilliant structural designers. The giant tail fins were gracefully brought down. Watching those iconic vertical stabilizers crash into the sandy earth was truly an unforgettable sight. We meticulously crushed the empty aluminum passenger cabins. giant hydraulic jaws flattened the cylindrical structures into neat, compact, rectangular metal blocks. Our powerful machinery easily chewed through the thick cargo floors. Those reinforced decks once carried heavy freight across vast, endless global oceans. The heavy equipment operators demonstrated incredible surgical precision. They manipulated massive steel claws as if they were their own delicate human hands. We safely removed the complex auxiliary power units. These small but mighty turbines were carefully extracted from the rear tail cone sections. The massive fuel tanks were completely purged and ventilated. We ensured absolutely no flammable vapors remained before initiating any hot-cutting procedures.
Easy now.
We sorted the lightweight honeycomb composite panels. These advanced aerospace materials required totally different recycling methods compared to traditional solid aluminum sheets. The entire dismantling yard operated like a well-oiled machine. Every crew member knew their specific role in this massive industrial ballet. We celebrated every time a massive fuselage was finally leveled. It marked another successful completion of a highly dangerous and complex task. The desert wind constantly blew fine sand across the yard. It covered our heavy machinery in a thick layer of golden dust. We utilized giant water cannons to suppress the heavy dust. The artificial rain kept the working environment completely safe for our crew. The massive excavator tracks left deep impressions in the sand. These heavy mechanical footprints marked our relentless progress across the aircraft boneyard. We carefully dismantled the intricate flight control surfaces. The ailerons and flaps were stripped down to their bare, essential aluminum skeletal structures. The heavy steel engine pylons were ruthlessly cut apart. These incredibly strong mounts once held massive, roaring jet engines under the wings. We systematically crushed the reinforced cockpit windshield frames. The thick aviation glass shattered into millions of tiny, harmless, sparkling, transparent little pieces. The massive cargo doors were ripped from their strong hinges. Our excavators tossed them onto the growing pile of scrap metal effortlessly. We successfully extracted miles of vital hydraulic tubing. These metallic veins once pumped life, giving fluid to critical moving parts during flight. The giant radar domes were carefully removed from the noses. We exposed the complex weather tracking equipment hidden safely behind the fiberglass. We methodically chopped the massive main wing spars. These incredibly thick aluminum beams were the primary structural backbone of the entire aircraft. The heavy-duty brake assemblies were completely stripped down. We recovered valuable carbon discs that once stopped these massive flying metal giants. We safely dismantled the complex environmental control systems. The massive air conditioning units were carefully removed from the lower belly cargo holds. The intricate passenger oxygen systems were systematically deactivated. We safely removed hundreds of small chemical oxygen generators from the overhead ceiling compartments. We ruthlessly crushed the massive titanium landing gear beams. Sparks rained down as our heavy hydraulic shears bit into the incredibly tough metal. The entire process was a masterclass in industrial demolition. We proved that even the largest flying machines could be efficiently broken down. We carefully sorted the valuable stainless steel components. These shiny metal parts were completely separated from the massive piles of dull aluminum. The giant overhead luggage bins were completely crushed. Our heavy machinery turned the lightweight plastic and composite materials into tiny, unrecognizable fragments. We systematically dismantled the complex lavatory plumbing systems. The intricate network of pipes and holding tanks was carefully extracted and safely discarded. The massive emergency evacuation slides were completely removed. These heavy-packed fabric bundles were carefully stored for specialized industrial material recycling processes. We successfully crushed the reinforced passenger cabin floorboards. The lightweight composite panels splintered and cracked under the immense pressure of our machines. The complex in-flight entertainment systems were meticulously stripped out. We recovered thousands of miles of valuable copper wire from the passenger seats. We ruthlessly chopped the massive vertical tail fin roots. These incredibly thick structural joints required our absolute largest and most powerful shears. The giant horizontal stabilizers were gracefully brought down. Watching these massive wing-like structures crash into the dirt was a spectacular sight. We carefully dismantled the intricate engine thrust reversers. These complex mechanical assemblies were methodically broken down into their individual, valuable metal components. The massive titanium engine cowlings were completely crushed. Our heavy machinery easily flattened the aerodynamic protective covers into neat, compact scrap bundles. We systematically stripped the complex anti-icing systems. The intricate network of hot air pipes was carefully extracted from the wing leading edges. The giant main landing gear doors were ripped off. Our powerful excavators tossed the massive composite panels onto the growing scrap pile. We successfully extracted the vital black box flight recorders. These indestructible orange spheres were carefully preserved for fascinating historical aviation archive purposes.
Pull it. Keep it
The
steady.
massive auxiliary fuel tanks were safely removed.
heavy.
We carefully extracted these giant rubber
We're
bladders
almost
from
clear
the
of the frame.
deepest
Keep
corners of the
going.
cargo holds. We reflect upon 20 magnificent aircraft totally dismantled. This epic mechanical journey has truly pushed our heavy industrial equipment to absolute limits. Today we stand before the final remaining aircraft. This beautiful machine proudly bears the iconic logo of a world-famous international airline. The desert sun brilliantly reflects off its polished surface. It stands alone as the final majestic monument in this vast empty boneyard. I am preparing my massive hydraulic shears right now. It is time to make the ultimate final cut on this beautiful machine. The giant steel jaws slowly open wide. They carefully position themselves directly over the iconic painted airline logo on the forward fuselage. The massive hydraulic cylinders begin to contract powerfully. The sharp steel blades slowly bite into the thick painted aluminum with immense force. A loud metallic crack violently echoes across the desert. The incredibly tough aircraft skin finally yields to our unstoppable heavy industrial machinery. The massive steel jaws cleanly slice through the logo. This precise cut officially marks the dramatic conclusion of our incredible aviation series. Now we bring in the giant magnetic excavator. It is time to carefully lift this very last piece of top scrap. The massive circular electromagnet slowly descends from above. It hovers directly over the freshly cut aluminum panel resting quietly on the sand. The powerful electrical current is suddenly switched on. The magnetic field instantly grabs the thick aluminum panel with an incredibly strong grip. The giant mechanical arm slowly raises into the sky. The final piece of metal dangles gracefully beneath the powerful glowing circular magnet. The massive excavator smoothly swings its long, heavy arm. It carefully carries the final scrap piece toward the waiting transport truck nearby. The magnetic power is gently turned off. The final aluminum panel drops heavily into the steel bed of the massive transport truck. A quiet, empty space now remains on the sand. The massive flying machine has been completely erased from this vast desert landscape. The wind gently blows sand across the empty space. It slowly covers the mechanical tracks left behind by our massive industrial excavators. This entire series has brilliantly showcased raw mechanical power. We completely conquered some of the largest machines ever built by modern humanity. We witnessed the absolute pinnacle of modern aerospace engineering. Tearing these machines apart gave us profound respect for their incredibly complex designs. Most importantly, we demonstrated sustainable industrial recycling practices. Millions of pounds of valuable metal were successfully saved from rotting in a landfill. These recycled materials will soon begin a brand new life. They might become cars or buildings or perhaps brand new flying machines. Our massive heavy machinery performed absolutely flawlessly. The tough steel blades and powerful hydraulics never failed us during this grueling mechanical marathon. The dedicated demolition crew deserves massive respect. Their unwavering focus and expertise kept everyone completely safe during these dangerous industrial dismantling procedures. I am extremely proud of what we accomplished. We successfully cleaned up this massive aircraft boneyard and protected our fragile natural environment. I am Demolition Worker, and I sincerely thank you. This incredible journey of conquering the skies has reached its final dramatic conclusion. We are closing this massive aviation chapter today. You definitely should not go anywhere because our mechanical adventures are far from over.
Keep it
We are
steady
preparing
now.
to face
Watch the
entirely
chains.
new
Clear
industrial
the ramp.
challenges.
We're almost there.
Our massive machinery is currently being transported to a totally different, mysterious site. Next time we will completely leave the open skies. We are taking our powerful excavators deep underground for massive new industrial operations. We will tackle incredibly complex architectural demolition projects. Destroying massive concrete structures requires different strategies and entirely new specialized heavy industrial machinery. Imagine giant hydraulic hammers smashing thick concrete. We will conquer towering skyscrapers and massive subterranean bunkers in our thrilling new video series. The sheer scale of our upcoming architectural destruction projects is absolutely staggering. You will witness demolition on an unprecedented, massive, epic scale. I promise that our next heavy mechanical adventure will be even more thrilling and dangerous than anything we have ever done before. Thank you so much for incredible support throughout this entire aviation series. Please remember to hit that subscribe button right now. We will see you next time for more heavy industrial destruction. This is Demolition Worker officially signing off from the Desert Boneyard.